I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime.
That's something I would say for reals.
I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing.
Oh.
And typing.
Oh no, the 3 dots.
No, because you know that's like totally like a dad. Well, I don't know about your dad. My dad like types the longest fucking texts. The longest. Like, we're talking like full on like novels of texts.
Well, yeah, he needs to get his point out.
Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee.
It's gonna be like...
And the computer
okay.
finally dings.
Todd. Oh, fuck. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked.
Oh, whoa, there's more.
I would have been highly flattered to enjoy companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and a stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu.
Adieu.
Adieu. Yours humbly, D. Bloodmarch.
I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda! Can you help me with something?
Oh. Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples.
No. Can you...
That's a dad thing to ask of your daughter, though.
Yeah, it really is.
You don't ask that of your son, but for some reason, dads ask that of their daughters.
Yeah. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand NetSpeak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now?
Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over there saying LOL and LMAO or whatever and decided that what they need to do is bring it back to the 1800s.
So what do I do?
Where's your pen and quill?
What?
Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill? Dad, how will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debutante ball?
Okay, now I know you're messing with me.
Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or...
So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you?
Like the first 5 pages when I read a review of the movie. Still gotta be, though.
That sounds like what I used to do.
Spark notes?
Yeah. or you just read the first and last chapter of the book, and that's it.
Our teacher, she caught on to the fact that everyone was just reading Spark notes, so then she would quiz us to make sure we read it.
Yeah.
Using questions that were specifically not in the Spark notes.
Oh.
We got fucked. Right.
Great. So what do I say to Damien?
I got this.
Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard.
Sure thing, dude. Regards.
Sure
Todd.
thing, dude. Regards, Todd. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. Oh my god. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor? Estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien?
Todd, pleasure to have you in my home.
I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut?
Oh, sorry. There was a draft.
And the door creaking open when I knocked?
I accidentally left the door unlocked.
And the creepy oil paintings?
I like oil paintings.
Right.
Right. Please, let me show you around.
Okay. Damien leads me around his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason.
This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I've been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling.
We walk past a door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era?
That's my son's room. You know he's the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, there is more to see. You would think that his son would, rebel by being preppy.
I don't know.
Who is he rebelling?
Does anybody rebel by being preppy?
Because
if your parents... being preppy is about conformity.
Yeah, but if you're rebelling against your parent.
Yeah, but, usually people rebel against society, not just their parents.
True.
And so...
maybe he's down with his dad, but he's rebelling against everyone else.
Also, I don't want you to think that his son is the same just because they're both kind of different. Damien is clearly Victorian, old style.
Victorian
Gothic, and his son is
cyberpunk.
Emo punk. Those are very different, Mari, and I'm honestly a bit embarrassed that you confused the two.
I just feel like they're in the same genre.
I want to apologize to everybody who likes My Chemical Romance on behalf of Mari.
They're in the same genre of weirdos,
No, they're not.
Yes, they are!
No, they're not!
They're in the same genre, but they're not the same type. Different flavors. Okay, Stacey's very upset. She's like, how dare you? But the question is, are both of them hot to you? I'm going to pretend that the child is 18.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
They're both wearing eyeshadow.
They're both wearing eyeshadow, which is all that matters.
You know what I really love? I love that the fact that this is a fact, and this is a straight fact now.
Uh-oh.
No, wait, a gay fact, sorry.
Oh, boy.
But the dad probably taught his son how to, blend his eyeshadow and stuff.
I know.
Can you imagine that? That's so fucking cute.
Or maybe they dye their hair together.
Maybe, his son was like, Dad, I want to be punk. And he's like...
oh, my God! Maybe he gave his son his piercings.
Yeah!
That's so cute!
But I just, I love the idea of my...
you're not going to the mall to get your lip pierced. Don't be ridiculous.
And he takes him down to his dungeon. He's like, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Dad, and the son's like, yeah, that's hardcore, Dad!
Yeah. You just well, I'm not going to tell you how. We reach a door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. Don't pierce yourself at home, please.
Why not?
Because you need to make sure that it's clean and sterilized, otherwise it can get infected.
What, you don't just take a needle off the floor and shove it in your body?
I've definitely had friends that did that, and then they got infected, and it's ugh.
There was a girl at the place that we met.
Yeah.
She, really liked having piercings, but in a way that was unhealthy to her emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, they said that they're going to take away some of my privileges because I won't get rid of one of my piercings. I'm like, what do you mean? That seems over the top. Yeah. She had pierced herself with a safety pin.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
You've gone too far. I was on your side until you actually explained the situation to me.
I know. Well, it's one thing if, you already had the piercing. It's another thing if you just, took a Bic lighter to a safety pin and, shoved it through a part of your body. And you're like, this is me now.
Oh, by the way, some people This was,
and I don't
this
mean,
was an actual problem for her. She had a lot of... not that she was a problem or anything. This was the thing that she was there for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, my parents are, like, sending me here. It was like, she had a lot of physical...
like, mental, yeah.
She had a lot of physical, like, really big scars.
Yeah.
It wasn't body modification.
For some people, it's like body modification. For other people, it's more like mutilation, where they do it, you know.
Yeah, so when we talk about this, you have to imagine that we're in a place where people are
there because they have had issues with whatever is going on, like that it interferes with their ability to...
Which is why you can be literally addicted to anything. You can be addicted to... Well, we're getting dark. Anyway.
We're getting dark. All right.
We're
supposed to be on a date, damn it.
Let me tell you about the dangers of self-harm. All right. This is it. This is the library.
Sunlight streams in from floor-to-ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room.
What do you want to... Look at the butterflies. They're dead and beautiful.
Yeah.
Who's going to like that?
I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs.
I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometimes... Remember when you found my cicada casings and you thought I was going to eat them?
Oh, you mean like the... Yeah. What were you using those for?
I like to eat traditional Asian food, so Stacey has no idea what I'm willing to eat.
Oh, yeah.
So I basically she just picked them up. She's like, are you eating these bugs? And I'm like, no. Why would I eat the bugs? She's like, I don't know, Mari. You do a lot of weird shit.
What were you using them for?
Magic.
Oh, okay. Right. No, because like a lot of people...
I'm not eating them, Stacey. I'm casting spells with them. Duh!
Because a lot of people do that whole, like, grounding up bugs into bug flour.
Yeah, but that's the casings. I'll eat cricket flour. Why not? Let's try it.
No.
Okay. Stacey's not opposed to eating bugs. She just thinks that it's an indication of classism into a dystopian future.
No. Okay. So...
Yes, because you get mad every time you think that you're about to get oppressed.
No, here's the thing, is that I feel like there's a lot of things that, like, when other people do it, I'm like, yeah, that seems fine, but I just don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're classist because you won't eat crickets with me. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I want to believe that I could be a good enough person to eat a sustainable food like bugs, but I just don't think I could do. Mari, I can't even manage to eat raw broccoli or raw cauliflower, okay?
To be fair, I don't think I could eat maggots.
Oh,
God. It's like mealworms
No.
where they're like dried and crunchy and you eat them? Like, I don't like worm-like things unless it's a snake. I'll eat a snake.
I'll eat snails.
No way, that's gross.
Escargot.
Alright,
Those are good.
this like weird thing where they make gross shit into fucking fancy shit. No. Have you ever noticed snails, lobster, crab? They're all gross things that people used to think were gross. And then they're like, I know, we'll just put a bunch of butter on it. And then rich people are like, this is fancy now.
I don't like lobster. I've never had lobster.
I wasn't criticizing your personal food choices, criticizing the way
I'm just clarifying, unless people think that I only eat the fancy shit, but won't eat bugs.
I bet you in 50 years, people are going to be serving crickets in big vats of butter and calling it fancy.
I wonder... I don't know. I don't know if there are, like, fancy bug restaurants now.
I'd eat a scorpion.
I mean, I know that in a lot of areas...
Would you eat a scorpion? It's kind of a cool thing to do. It's like a tiny...
I mean, that is kind of metal, so maybe.
Like a cricket, you're like, ew, that's gross. But if you ate a scorpion...
Not
that'd be
live,
dope.
right?
No, it's going to pinch your tongue.
Ugh.
You gotta eat it dead.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Gross. Yeah. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger.
Ah, the Pinner's Gambit.
Is that a thing?
No. Pick a book.
Oh.
You know, Todd, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novel would encourage youth into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. Do you know what the original 50 Shades of Grey was? Wuthering Heights.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that before, how it was just, like, very saucy.
Well, it's saucy now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I've never read it.
If you read it, it'll be... Actually, just watch the BBC Masterpiece Theater with Tom Hardy and his fiancée.
Okay.
They got that because he ends up being, like, engaged to the person he was with, and he's still engaged with her, so it's like...
Oh.
There's some
real chemistry.
Really crazy chemistry. Because it's like, we're obsessed with each other!
I pull out a book at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Uh-oh. Naruto struggled against the chains that Sasuke had bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants.
Okay! I think that's enough.
Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back on the shelf.
He fucking wrote it down in a book!
That's amazing.
That's... a rare book from my private collection. Look out the window.
I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now.
Let's just check out another dad room while we're in a dad's house.
I was actually, like, really proud of myself. I can do clapping push-ups now, which is, like, just...
I can do no-handed push-ups.
And just lay on the ground?
Yeah. I just lay face down on the ground.
Damn!
Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows?
Wait, really?
No, but Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. Did you know,
What?
speaking of English history, that there was a window tax on people so that, like, really rich people would have tons of windows in their house, and then they were like, oh, you're going to get taxed this much for however many windows you have. So a lot of people, like, boarded up a bunch of their windows.
Weird.
Who were, like, lower upper class and stuff.
Oh.
And so it was, like, a really weird tax.
Yeah.
But if you go around England to, like, the really old buildings, you'll see just a bunch of, like, randomly, like, bricked up windows from that reason. But it was, like, in the 1800s. I think it was during the Georgian era, which is, like, 1700, 1800.
Weird. That's really interesting. Not like, you don't mean boarded up, you mean like bricked up.
Yeah, like they got rid of that window, but you can see where it was.
Weird.
It was a way to get more money from the rich.
Yeah. Please. Oh, go ahead.
Please, will you join me for tea?
I follow Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having a high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this.
Damien smiles to himself.
Damien, oh, what?
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables on which they were served.
Oh.
My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea.
That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich.
I like your cape.
I was going to say about his home, because he's obviously really proud of it.
Yeah.
Your home is obviously really impressive.
Ooh, we got dicks and squirts.
It seems like you've really put a lot of work into this place.
Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. Oh, that's rude.
I know, I think it's really cool.
It's a cool house. They got skulls and shit.
Yeah.
No one said anything?
Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place, and look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous.
That's very generous of you to say.
I mean, he clearly he has an aesthetic and managed to decorate it in that aesthetic. That's really cool.
And nobody said anything nice about it yet?
I mean,
rude.
Because people are jerks. And I feel like sometimes when people are, like, different, you know?
Yeah, but nobody came in and at least pretended they thought it was cool.
I know.
It's kind of mean.
It is mean. What got you so interested in goth stuff?
Well, when I was a boy, my father...
Did he take you into the city?
Oh.
Sorry?
Did you guys see a marching band?
When I was
A young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You're serious?
Of course.
But it's, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Oh, God. Seriously?
I'd love to see a marching band.
Oh, no.
Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into sort of an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think.
Why not go all the way?
I like not dying when I catch a cold.
He takes a sip of tea.
I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and I try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals, with those ideals would be admittedly horrid.
Good. That's good. You want that level of, like...
I wish I was born at the time of Mad Men, because I just feel like I belong in that.
Because I love the fashion. Oh, my God.
I just really want to not be respected by men and to have institutionalized racism all around me.
Yeah, that sounds
But
great.
the fashion is so good.
It's funny that this came up again because I was literally just having this exact conversation with somebody else like 3 days ago, where we were talking about how, like, when people say stuff like, oh my God, I want to live in Jane Austen's time.
What?
And it's like, why?
No, you want to be a rich,
Yes.
landowning, oldest daughter
Yeah.
whose father has ensured her a really big dowry.
Or you want to be a man.
yeah.
A
Or
rich
you want
man.
A rich man. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest. To be
Cognizant.
of its flaws and love it at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about this.
I think he's got it.
He's got it.
He did
But
it.
I just want to say, like, when people point out, like, reasons why, like, media is problematic and stuff like that,
That doesn't mean they hate it.
Yeah, and I think that it's possible to point out reasons why, like, hey, this might be, like, problematic or not the best portrayal of, like, people or, like, whatever, and, like, still enjoy it if that's what you want to do. Like,
Yeah, I
I
enjoy shit all the time, and then I go, oof, that was a bad joke.
Yeah,
And then,
like that, or that's a bad joke, or like, wow, like this, like, movie is really treating its female characters like shit, but I'm still enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible to, love something and be critical of it at the same time.
Tell me, Todd, do you have any hobbies?
Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff.
Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing, and quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies.
Uh-oh. Quick! Sound sophisticated! Oh my God. I like this one.
I like watching soap, making videos on the internet. Oh! Yeah, no, I like watching soap making videos on the internet, yeah.
I like watching soap making videos on the internet. Soap is an important advancement in modern society, getting rid of germs and stuff. I would say that the people who make soap are the true heroes here. To watch them work is an honor. I tried making some with Amanda once, and we both had to go to the doctor for the rashes, which I guess goes to show that we should leave it to the professionals. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches.
Come, I have one more thing to show you.
Wow. Damien takes me around the back of his home where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it and butterflies flit lazily through the air.
Are we gonna plot to kill people in this garden? Like, what's going on?
Incredibly cool.
This is like one of those gardens you walk through while you're talking about how you're gonna assassinate the king.
Yeah, like there's like a hedge maze in the back and like you go hide in there and somebody comes and finds you.
This is where you come in and you're like, were you followed?
You're like, were you followed?
Yeah, it's like, or we'll like make allusions to what our actual plan is without actually saying it, and everyone's like, oh, they're very clever. These are clever characters. My garden.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Lesbians had secret flower language. Remember?
Yeah. What was it, though?
What was the flower that was like the secret lesbian flower?
Was it lavender or?
I feel like it was lavender.
Yeah, because
there
remember,
was a secret Victorian lesbian.
Did you
language.
Did you end up reading the book that's in?
No, it's just a fact I knew.
Oh, because
just in case I get time travel transported to Victorian era, I need to know where to find the lesbians.
Yeah, and gay men had the same thing with
cologne.
Yeah, cologne.
So in case you guys ever get, magically transported to the Victorian era in England, you know where to find the gays and to find safety.
Yeah. so basically,
my emergency gay kit has a flower and cologne in it.
And if you want to read the book about Victorian lady gays, it's called Tipping the Velvet.
I know that title doesn't say anything that alludes to a vagina, but
it does.
It makes me think. But if you think about the phrase,
it is.
I know, but what I'm saying is the cleverness of the title is you can't actually call it out for being a vagina, but when you say tipping the velvet, you think of a vagina.
But it was an actual phrase that they used.
I know, but what I'm saying is the funny thing is if you say tipping the velvet, you think of a vagina, but none of those words are actually, like, describing...
Yeah.
I
mean, but neither does, like, a taco.
Taco, I feel, describes a vagina better than saying tipping the velvet.
But you're saying, like... we're not getting into this. But, I think that if you actually were to go and look at a lot of the...
Because labia can, feel velvety.
Yeah.
But I feel like a taco better explains the vaginal situation.
No, it doesn't.
I feel like tacos.
It's like it could be like a hard or a soft shell.
Exactly. There's so many variations to tacos, just like vaginas.
But it's basically it's not even like really the right shape.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's like kind of like this, but it doesn't connect at the top or the bottom.
Why do you think my username is always sashimi taco?
I know why it is, but I'm saying, like, a taco is actually, like, a really poor descriptor.
It's better than tipping the velvet, I think. There's, like, all those flavors inside. It's got cheese.
But I'm saying, like, I think that's, like, I feel like a lot of the euphemisms for a vagina are actually, like, really kind of crappy. Like, roast beef curtains, tacos, like, none of these things are things that you, like, really want genitals associated with.
Oh, you're saying that they're not sensual, like, words.
Not sensual, don't actually seem like they describe it very well.
So you're saying I should stop texting girls if they wanted to see my piss flaps?
Oh, gross. Yeah.
Want to see my piss flaps?
That's disgusting! You're so gross.
Why do you think I'm like, taco? That's a good... Yeah, got it. Roast beef taco.
I mean, maybe it's just because, like, I don't really... I mean, like, tacos, I'm kind of, like, ambivalent about
You're
the taco.
You're more poetic than me, that's why.
Way more.
Really? Really? You don't like piss flaps?
No.
It's an accurate description.
No. I I don't know. Like, I just feel, because I feel like we had this conversation before, remember? How, like, a lot of times, like, those words are used, like, derogatively to describe vaginas.
What, you know, like axe wound?
Yeah. See? We've had this exact conversation before. We mentioned all, like, axe wound, piss flat, gash. You know?
All right.
And I'm really sorry if this
What
is upsetting people.
What is an appropriate food to describe the...
Well, but you know, like, how, like, remember that song, Peaches and Cream?
Oh, you like that?
No, I'm just saying that was, like, used to describe, like...
That's a nicer way of saying it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, well, so if you want to seduce Stacy,
No.
you have to refer to her vagina using words like velvet, chrysanthemum,
I don't know, just like something.
Jewel, what, like, refer to your clitoris as like a hidden jewel or diamond in the rough.
Oh my god. We're moving on.